Preston Foster, coming your way with another episode of Waterfront.
Sure appreciate your going out of your way to drop me off, Dan.
You said you had a very important appointment, didn't you?
That's right. There's Clem Bartlett's boat. I didn't know she was back here in the channel.
Up for sale again. It makes the third time since Clem lost her.
Jim and I used to have great fun aboard that old boat.
Yeah, I remember. On Bartlett's boat, it was fun. On mine, it was work.
I hate to see her so broken down.
How do you think Clem feels? That boat was his whole life.
Too bad he had to lose her. Do you think there's a chance of his buying it back?
That's all he thinks about. It takes a lot of money. I was talking to him about...
You're not thinking of lending him the money, are you, Dan?
I offered to co-sign a $2,000 note at the bank.
You know what I think of Clem, but I can't see the bank doing business with an ex-convict, even if you do co-sign.
That's the way the bank feels, so I guess you'll have to go on working in Johnson's garage.
Somehow it doesn't seem right to make a landlubber mechanic out of Clem Bartlett.
I've been trying to get him a job on shipboard. So far, no luck.
So that old boat rots away without its skipper.
The skipper rots away without his boat.
Thanks for the lift, Dan. I'll just have time to make my appointment.
Do my best to Terry.
How do you know I was seeing her?
I certainly didn't think you had a date with a tuna fish.
Hi. Take us all, Carl. Well, it's compliments, Captain.
Thanks, just a minute.
They ought to scuttle that old scow.
We'll have to scuttle Clem Bartlett first. We better get out to the Trelawney in a hurry. She's due at berth 88. That's when Clem mortgaged his boat to pay a big doctor's bill for his wife.
Is she all right now?
When she passed away, Clem hit rock bottom. So did his bank account. Trelawney sure has built up her power since she had her engines repaired. He did everything he could to keep up the payments on that mortgage. His boat was all he had left. To keep it, he stole the payroll at the cannery.
So that's why he went to jail.
Served his time, got a year off for good behavior. Sure wish I could get him a berth on the old Trelawney there.
I wonder why he came back here.
Who knows? Why does a salmon fight its way upstream? Heave it! Strike off your stern. Better head back now. Clem should be waiting at the dock with my car.
Well, he ends up with a job at Joe Johnson's garage. Is it true that only ex-cons work there?
Yep, including Joe himself. There's Clem now.
You always let Joe Johnson do the repair work on your car?
Why not? He's the best mechanic on the waterfront. Hi, Clem. See, you got back on time with my car. Been waiting long?
About an hour.
Oh, am I that late?
No, I come down a little early. My lungs get so full of gas fumes in that garage, you have to come down once in a while and breathe a little salt air to kind of clean them out.
How you making out working for Joe?
Only job I could get.
And I wouldn't knock it if I were you.
Here, those lines need resplicing.
Yeah, I meant to tell Tom about it.
Long time since I had any of those in my hands.
Clem. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything about that bank loan.
I didn't expect anything else.
Maybe there's some other way you can scrape up the money.
Yeah.
But if a job does come along on shipboard, you know how...
An ex-con goes back to prison or he lights in Joe Johnson's garage.
That's why I said you shouldn't knock it.
Joe's a good guy. He runs a good garage, but boats are my life.
Clem! Clem! Hi, Clem. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Captain John.
Here, I've been telling everybody what a mechanical wizard Joe Johnson is. You can't even start an outboard motor, huh?
Oh, can.
Take it back.
Don't ask me to do it again.
Come here, I want to show you something. Take a look at that.
Where'd you pick that up? Didn't notice it yesterday when I fixed the brakes.
I'm sure it wasn't there when I brought the car in, Joe. I just spotted it down at the dock.
Well, maybe Clem did it when he delivered the car to you. Let me ask him.
Well, forget it. You can fix it the next time I have the car lubed.
No, if Clem smacked it up, he should have told me.
Forget it.
You think he wouldn't admit it?
I don't want to give him any more problems.
Well, he's got plenty of them. It's always that way when you first get out of the pen.
How long you been helping guys like Clem?
15 years.
Ever misjudge any of them?
A couple of times.
What are Clem's chances?
I don't know. As long as he wants to stay on, he's got a job. He's not really cut out for this work, but he's doing the best he can.
I'm doing everything I can to get him located on a boat. I'll get busy and make some more pitches for Clem right away. I'll go to Captain Larson at the yacht anchorage. Anybody else I can think of.
Good. Good. I think he'd like it. Let me know how you make out.
Right.
much for the international scene. Now for the local news. As yet, police have been unsuccessful in their attempts to track down the bandits who gun-whipped and robbed the manager of the Ocean Avenue Inn last night.
How come you didn't finish oiling up that outboard, Clem?
Oh, I didn't have time.
You had all afternoon.
I said I didn't have time. If you think I'm a liar, okay.
I didn't say that. I was just thinking, I wonder how long you're going to keep that penitentiary chip on your shoulder.
I've been trying to get it off ever since I got out. Nobody will let me.
I will. Captain John will.
Yeah, but what are your opinions compared to the whole waterfront? Things are different than when you got out, Joe. Everybody looks out for number one now. I'm beginning to think that's what I ought to do.
You're wrong, Clem.
I learned a lot during my stretch in there. How hard do you think it'll be for me to get a hold of some cash, buy my boat back? I talked to the owner. I know how much he wants.
Hello, Joe.
Hi, Jim. What can I do for you?
Well, we're checking all the garages within a 20-mile radius. It's about that robbery at the Ocean Avenue Inn.
Oh, you think maybe one of my boys had something to do with it?
No, but I thought you might give us some information. We got a couple fairly good clues on the getaway car.
Tire marks?
Mm-hmm. Good ones. Some paint scratches. See, the car grazed a fence coming down the driveway. Probably dented a fender. You had any jobs like that, Joe?
Which fender?
Right front.
What color car?
Dark blue. How about it, Joe?
Well, we get so many fender jobs.
Had you check your books? It had to be a job that came in today.
Jim,
What is it, Joe? Look, if a car answering that description came in, I want to know about it.
well, it can't be the same car, but... Say, Clem.
Yeah?
Clem, when you delivered that car down to the dock this afternoon, did you scrape the fender?
Nah.
You sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
Clem, who'd you deliver that car to?
Captain John?
Say, Jim, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
And the right front fender on Dad's car is dented?
Well, it can't mean anything.
Why, because the captain's his father?
Now, just a minute, Clem. It can't be the same car.
I better have the lab do a paint and tire check on it. Ask Dad some questions. I'll be back, Joe.
Now that Mom can't hear me, I'll make a full confession.
Dad, I wouldn't take this so lightly. Your car was at the scene of the crime. The lab's paint and tire check proved that.
Well, that's odd.
There's no doubt that someone used your car. My job is to find out who.
All right, son. What do you want me to do?
Answer a few questions.
Sure.
Were you at home last night?
Yes. No, come to think of it, I went down to the Chair of Land to finish a report.
Do you usually do that on Tuesday?
No, but I was behind schedule.
Did anyone see you coming or leaving?
I don't think so.
Did you drive to the dock?
Wait a minute. Dad's car wasn't even here last night.
Did you use the car?
No. I had a date with Terry and we used hers. Dad's was at Joe's garage.
I thought you knew that. I didn't get it back until today when Clem brought it down to the dock.
I don't want to see you build up a quick case, but Terry and I saw Clem last night on Ocean Avenue.
Whereabouts on Ocean Avenue?
About a half a mile south of the inn.
You and Terry may have to appear as witnesses.
Witnesses to what?
Well, the fact that you saw Clem near the place that was robbed.
You need more than that to arrest him.
You don't think Clem took my car, do you?
Dad, I'll give you the answer to that one after I ask him. Clem? Did you use Captain John's car last night?
No, I told you.
Where'd you have coffee?
I forget.
Remember the time?
Well, maybe about 1 o'clock in the morning.
There are no places in that part of town open after midnight.
Well, maybe I mixed up about the time.
Clem, it sounds like you're mixed up about a lot of things. What were you doing on Ocean Avenue last night?
I took a bus ride.
Sure.
Well, you got it all figured out, ain't you?
Maybe.
Got your mind all made up even before you start asking questions.
I haven't made my mind up about anything, Clem. I'll be as fair with you as I would with anyone else. There's one thing I am sure of. It had to be someone with access to this garage. Someone who could take the car out and bring it back without breaking in. Or did you notice any tampering with the lock?
No.
Joe, you sure you locked up last night?
I left early yesterday. I gave Clem the key to lock up.
Yeah, I had the key, but I didn't use the car.
But who could have gotten the car out of the garage without the key?
Practically anybody. I forgot to lock up last night.
You know, Clem, that's going to be hard to prove.
Especially coming from me.
Clem, I'm not a jury. All I do is gather evidence. If your alibi's checked, there isn't a thing to worry about. All the same, if I were you, I'd I'd stick around town. Goodbye, Joe.
I'm sorry, Clem. I had to tell him I gave you the key.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
Hi.
Just thought I'd drop by and tell you, Dad, the lab has finished checking your car. Thought maybe you and Carl might want to drive down and pick it up.
I'll do it, Dad. Did you check his alibi?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Didn't stand up.
I was kind of hoping it would.
I've been thinking about this alibi business. You say Clem's doesn't stand up. If you want to get technical about it, neither does mine.
Dad, you're different.
Why? Because Clem has a record and I don't?
Well, among other things. You've got to remember, when a man serves time, his place in the community changes.
Boy, you can say that again.
And if you really want to get technical about it, Clem is more directly involved than you are.
Oh, I don't know about that. He admitted he left the garage unlocked the night that place was robbed. I got an extra set of keys to my car. I could have gone down to Joe's, borrowed my own car, and taken the money.
But I know you didn't do it.
Have you tried to prove it?
I don't have to.
Why? Because I'm your father?
Oh, come on. Everybody knows you're okay.
Fortunately, I never made the same kind of mistake Clem did. Let me tell you, too, something. I knew Clem Bartlett before either one of you were born. He used to be okay, too. He could be again.
But he did make a mistake.
Sure, he paid for it in jail. Does that mean his lines are fouled for the rest of his life?
Skipper, I don't tell you how to run the Chairland. Don't tell me how to be a cop.
Okay, son. But just remember, justice is the same for everybody, no matter who they are or what they were. Clem Bartlett, dangerous character. Look at him. Been sitting all afternoon looking out at the sea. See you later.
Can Dad get into any real trouble?
Carl, the manager at the inn, was clobbered over the head. He's got a fractured skull. Does that answer your questions?
I saw you sitting on that piling. I figured you had a day off.
Well, you're wrong. I quit.
What did Joe say about that?
Oh, he said I could stay on if I wanted to.
Why didn't you?
Joe's done enough for me already, and all the other ex-cons around here. It's no good having the cops always snooping around that garage. Bad for Joe's business.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, you and I are kind of mixed up in that robbery together. How much was stolen?
About $2,000.
Just what you needed for your boat.
What are you trying to do, Captain John? Sew this case up for Jim?
Now, Clem,
Sure,
you know-
I stole the money and I bought my boat back and I'm sailing for the South Seas tonight. There's only one catch in it. My boat was sold this morning.
Now, wait a minute. Nobody'd ever make me believe you took that money. I know you didn't do it. We'll fight this. I'll get a lawyer. All I ask is that you fight along with me.
You'd hire a lawyer for me?
That's what I said.
I don't want any charity.
Charity. You're going to work it out doing odd jobs on the Chairland.
Aboard the Chairland?
Yeah. You can start splicing those lines you saw down there yesterday.
Well, what are we waiting for? We'll never get them lines spliced standing around here.
What's he doing here?
Splicing.
What's the matter with the way I splice?
Not a thing. Take a look at him. Would you say he looks happy?
First time I've ever seen him smile.
It's great to see a man get back his self-respect. Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I understand.
When I got back to the Chairland, there was Clem, as big as life, splicing a line. And a lot of Dad's old cronies hanging around. I just couldn't barge in and arrest Clem, especially aboard the Chairland.
Don't tell me you're getting sentimental.
Well, I didn't want to embarrass Dad. Carl, did you know Clem's old boat is anchored over in the Tuna Channel?
Sure. What about it?
He's trying to buy it back.
I know that, too. Dad even tried to get a loan for him from the bank.
Well, it just happens the amount stolen from the inn is almost the same amount that he needed for a down payment. You know, Carl, if anything happens around this waterfront again, I'm going to try to get Chief Brown to assign someone else to the case.
Oh, hi, boys.
Hi.
Hello, Dad.
You know Clem?
Sure, how are you?
Where's Mom?
Out shopping.
Oh, well, I guess you'll want to wash up a little, Clem. Right down the hall. Well, you two make a fine reception committee.
Dad, I suppose you ought to know I have to take Clem in.
I think you're making a mistake.
Suppose we let the jury decide that. I've got enough evidence, even if it is circumstantial. Besides, I have a motive.
Yeah, what?
Clem's boat.
Clem's boat.
It was sold this morning.
But he did want to buy it back.
If he had the money, then why didn't he?
Because the man who owned the boat couldn't wait any longer.
Still think you're wrong. Well, ask Clem. Clem? Clem!
McLean, I told you to stay away from me when you get out of prison.
Still trying to play straight, aren't you, Clem? Want to work in that garage the rest of your life?
That's none of your garage.
Yeah, I've been casing it for a week.
So you're the one that used Captain John's car.
I've got your share of the money right here.
What are you talking about? Why'd you look me up?
The money. I've been tailing you all day, waiting for a chance to split with you. We can team up. I've got a lot of hot deals on the fire, but it takes two guys to pull them off.
I don't want any part of it.
What's the matter?
He's gone.
Well, do you still think I'm wrong, Dad?
Yeah.
You're in it now, whether you want it or not.
Wait.
I hold it. All right, get up. Come on, get up.
Didn't I tell you had the wrong guy?
All right, let's go.
You ready to eat? Come on.
And sometimes I think I should have been a tugboat captain instead of a cop.
We got enough tugboat men in the family. I'll tell you, you stick to your job, and I'll try sticking to mine. Clem's finally got the kind of job he wants.
I'll bet one of these days he saves up enough money to buy that boat.
Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's story, and that you'll be with us next week for another episode of Waterfront.